Right. So something very interesting happened on Monday night that led to the killing of 8 workers, and it has really caught the attention of the rest of the world. You see, Israel have since admitted that its troops made a mistake in killing 8 workers of the Central World Kitchen. See, the Central World Kitchen organization is an organization that was formed by a certain chef celebrity, and what the organization is doing in the Gaza is to provide food for people who are deprived of food. And as you know, food aid is in scarcity in that particular country at the moment. So the Israeli Defense Force said earlier on that they were tracking down Hamas gunmen in an aid truck, and the drone operators targeted 3 vehicles with very severe strikes that ended up killing 7 aid workers. Now, what is interesting in this whole thing is the nationality of the people that were killed. There were 3 British, a Palestinian, 3 United States of America citizens, an Australian, and a Polish. The Israeli Defense Force have insisted that they did not see the logo of the organization on the vehicle before it was struck. And whether that is true or not is up to you and I to judge. Because if you watch the video playing on the background, you will see the logo of the organization boldly on top of the vehicles. And the military uses very sophisticated artificial intelligence to track down their target. And so it becomes very difficult to say that the kind of intelligence they have could not pick up the caliber of people they were bombing before carrying out the bombing. You see, the way the whole thing happened was also quite interesting. The first vehicle was bombed, and people within the vehicle rushed out to enter into a second vehicle. But unfortunately, as soon as they got on board the second vehicle, it was also struck. And that is what ended up killing the total number of people that are dead at the moment. The Israeli Defense Force insists that the whole thing was an error in decision making, and that the incident was contrary to their standard of operation. But isn't that interesting? It's very, 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 very interesting. Well, Israel have gone on to also swiftly make a public explanation and admission of guilt, contrary to what we have known Israel of in the course of this war. This is something new, because the Israel that we have known over the past few months have justification for every killing. So what's the difference here? Why are they now coming out to own up to this particular killing? And your guess could be as good as mine. If you ask me, my answer to this question will be that Israel is under pressure. And they are under pressure because of the nationality of the people that were killed in that particular bombing. Surely, if it has been the nationality of other countries, Israel was going to be quick at justifying the killing and will give a very tangible reason according to their own understanding. But the WCK, which is the organization, have also come to give a certain explanation, which actually makes Israel's story of not knowing or not seeing the 8th vehicle, because whatever happened at night to look more like not so true. They say that their vehicles were clearly marked in compliance with Israeli authorities, and that the Israeli authorities were aware of their itineraries, which means that the Israeli authorities knew where their movement, they knew where they move from and where they go. They also knew of their route. So when they are going somewhere to make provision for food, the Israeli authorities would have known that at this time, at this hour, and on this day, this organization is en route to this or that place. And the Israeli authorities, according to the organization, also knew of their humanitarian work. You see? Which means that the authorities are clearly aware that this organization was doing work at the time they bombed those vehicles, and may even know that the vehicle belonged to the organization. But you see, one thing that also is very interesting in this whole thing is the rate at which, or the speed at which the President of the United States called the Israeli authorities. He was on the phone 30 minutes with the Israeli authorities in connection with this particular bombing. The UK also responded quickly to the situation and even went further to say that they have no option than to stop the sale of arms to Israel. So you can see the rate at which these authorities are responding to the killing of these 7 people. And the question is, why have it become so much of an interest? There's been thousands and thousands of people killed in the past 6 months, and we haven't seen this level of an attention. So we can confidently say that these people are becoming so strong or very strong on the Israelis because their citizens have been killed. But you see, there's one thing that's very important that we all need to understand, and that is all life really do matter.